ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Elite Talk Show. I am your host out of Syracuse, New York. Not freshly squeezed, but freshly showered. Sarah, what's up?
Hey everybody, I'm Orlando from Fort Lauderdale.
And this is Elite Talk Show. So we got some good stuff to talk about that happened last night. Last night was Fyter Fest night one,
Hmm.
and there's a lot going on. It's been 2 weeks since we've had fans back, and in my opinion, it definitely makes a difference.
Oh
But
yeah, it does.
breaking news, I don't know if you've seen, LA has reinstated mask mandates because cases are jumping up.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah,
Well, you know what? Then that's a good thing that what WWE is doing. I mean, not comparing. Like they're wanting people to show proof that they got the vaccine. If not, that they have to wear a mask. So,
right.
you know,
I mean, it's all going to get to security and the states are going to have to actually enforce it.
yeah.
Um, the initial reports I say is that the cases are from people who aren't vaccinated that are catching and spreading it.
Yep.
I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yep. But for me, last night's, Wednesday night's, Dynamite this past week, um, I have to say, it was a okay show for me, honestly. You know, there are some matches, I don't know if maybe some of them were a little off because like for me, the Ricky Starks and Brian Cage match, that was not really good.
Yeah, I
They were
mean,
like their timing was off. I don't know.
there's a couple of footwork mistakes. I mean, nothing really too heavy, but I think the match could have been
Hmm.
better.
Yeah.
I think
I mean,
we all got the ending we were expecting. We knew someone was getting get turned on.
yeah. I mean, everybody wanted that, so that's why I was happy. But like the crowd, honestly, was really hot. Like every match, they were like cheering. Every segment, they were cheering. Like it was just like it was ridiculous. But you know,
The pop for Hangman and Dark Order.
yeah, yeah, exactly. They gave a pop to Britt Baker, which she deserves.
Hmm.
Can't wait to see that match between her and Nyla Rose. I was expecting somebody to come out, but nobody came out. So
The pop for Sammy Guevara, which is pretty close to his hometown. It's his home state.
yeah,
They were in Austin. He's from Houston.
yeah. But like that was an odd match to make. I mean, like to me, like they always make matches that make kind of sense for Dynamite. Like they don't do like random pairings. Some I don't know. Well,
And we've seen a few times, face versus face. I think very few times we've seen two heels go at it. I mean,
well, yeah, I know.
technically, Britt Baker and Nyla Rose are both heels right now. So
Yeah. So yeah. So we're just wondering, like, I'm just wondering the direction that they're going. Like right now, we already know the direction. Like with Kenny Omega and Hangman Page, they already
mhm.
announced that 5-on-5 elimination match.
Let's talk about
So,
that for a minute. Who do you expect to see from the Dark Order team with Hangman? Who do you want to see?
oh, of course, John Silver. I'm hoping he's already cleared.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who else? Evil Uno because he was being an advocate for him. You
Mm-hmm.
know, maybe Colt Cabana. That's the third one, and maybe add number 10.
Okay.
That's the fourth.
I definitely think Stu Grayson. When he had his little foray with Kenny, he held his own. He looked great. So I can see, either him or Uno. One of those two. 10 definitely, I think, deserves a shot on there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see Colt, back wrestling on Dynamite. He hasn't done much outside of, Dark.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then John Silver, if he's ready, it'd be a good way to test. If he's clear, just kind of get him some light work. That match with her
Yeah.
would be the great reintroduction.
Yeah, because he was supposed to be out for what, like a couple of weeks, and it's been like what, like 2 months now?
Something like that. I heard like 6 to 8 weeks initially.
Okay,
It's been
so
it's been it's been about eight or nine, I think.
yeah, about. So yeah, because I'm wanting him so that him and his tag team partner, what's his name? Uh, he always tags with him. I always forget his name. Uh,
Alex Reynolds.
but yeah, yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah. I want him. I want them to face the Bucks because, like, he's saying, like, oh, if they're saying because I know for a fact it's going to be Hangman and Dark Order winning. I
Hmm.
mean, I have. This is how I feel. the match is gonna go. Hangman is gonna be by himself, where all four of his like tag team partners are eliminated, and then Hangman cleans house and he wins.
Hmm, that would be interesting.
Yeah, yeah. And then Kenny Omega will get his first pin loss since he won the title in AEW.
Yeah, that'll be one to see. We'll see. Now, do they say
Oh,
that's
trust me.
happening?
No, they're gonna do that for that pop. I could just see it. I could just hear the crowd roaring for like high like excitement and happiness that he won. So
I mean, I could see them taking some cheap way out. If it gets down when it gets down to Kenny and Hangman, Kenny gets himself disqualified or something.
yeah, I agree.
Did they say that's happening next week, or they not announced that yet?
I think they said it was for next week, but they didn't really fully announce it. Like I know it's Moxley versus Murderhawk for the title.
Yep.
Um, that's
We'll
gonna
get
be
to next.
interesting.
Yeah, we'll do a full review of next week's matches coming up.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Miro debuted the new TNT title, the Bulgaria colors, which I think it might be the best looking TNT title belt yet.
I have to agree. I think it looks good with the white strap. I think they
Mhm.
can keep it with the white strap. And I think and I like the fact that each person has like a different look to their title.
Yeah,
Like, Cody had a different look, and then Brody Lee got a different look, and then like Darby Allin had a different look. So that's smart of them to do something like that.
yeah, and I hope they keep that trend going. That's pretty neat. That's something unique in wrestling. I think
And
the only thing I can compare to that would be the women's NWA title, where right in the middle they got their picture.
right. hmm Yeah, and then plus it would be smart for them because they could sell those type of titles, those custom titles. Oof, can you imagine? Huh. Miro's gonna be making some money right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unfortunately, too, also injury news. We saw Trent had neck fusion surgery.
Yeah, he showed a picture of that. Ooh.
Yeah.
Recover soon, buddy. We'll hope to see you soon.
I know for some people that could be career ending. Hopefully, it's not for Trent. I love Trent. I think my opinion, he's got the best spear in the game.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know how long he'd had that injury, maybe, or maybe
Yeah.
it was just that one move and then poof, like it affected him.
Yeah, so looks like they had a backup plan. You got Wheeler Yuta. I guess in and out to take his place as part of best friends.
Which is weird. Like I don't really know anything about Wheeler. I don't know if I have to watch the other shows to get like I saw him when I was in when they came down here from Miami, He's interesting,
Uh, yeah, this was only his third match, so
Right.
he's only had two matches on Dark.
Yeah. I could see that.
Mm-hmm. Ratings wise, AEW hit over a million viewers last night, and in
The
the
fact
demographic, they actually beat Monday Night Raw, 18 to
Yep.
49 now.
And their competition was the NBA. So think about that. I think they're in the finals, the NBA
Yep,
finals.
last night was Game 4 of the finals.
Yeah, so look at that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just thinking like I don't know. Um it's just maybe just that fans are just wanting something different and hopefully that puts something in WWE to really do something, even though that there are some reports saying that they're gonna do a lot of changes. We'll see. But
Yeah, I think last night had an intriguing get people to watch card. You had the first ever coffee match with Darby and Ethan Page.
yeah.
I'm sure that drew in some people.
Oof. But no, that match was oof, that main event. If you know what I'm talking about, yeah, that match was. You have to rewatch that match. I
Do you think
probably
that Do you think they
go
drew in
ahead.
some exclusive, New Japan fans having New Japan, the IWGP United States title being defended last night?
Or maybe they added fans because then people will be like Googling about New Japan and stuff. Like, what is this IGWPG?
Mhm.
Because like of course WWE is like in a bubble and AEW is not in a bubble. They really just talk about everything. So
Yeah.
it makes maybe fans more intrigued to like listen to everything else, you know?
So, speaking of that kind of stuff, we hear rumors today. Maybe by the time this debuts tomorrow, maybe it'll be a little more confirmed. NWA and Impact working together.
No, it's smart now. I think every company will probably be doing that soon because like how the wrestling business, well, I don't think WWE, but everybody else should. Because right now, like there's what, five different companies that have TV deals?
See WWE, AEW,
AEW,
Impact.
Impact, NWA, which is YouTube in a sense, and then of course Ring of Honor, which is sometimes YouTube, other times it's on Fight. So
Did I thought IW? I thought New Japan had some sort of deal in the U.S.
they do with certain I think it's like with Roku.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that. So that's another one right there, but mostly it's like Fight TV, so we could count that at six.
And if you pay the $10 a month for a subscription to IWTV, so many indies you have access
Yeah,
to.
yeah. They have to thank the internet. I think that's probably one thing that the Bucks were smart about is because they
Hmm.
used the internet to really gather fans, So I mean, that's why like, they hear about other people that work because I saw some matches of certain people like Orange Cassidy and like Darby Allin before they got to AEW. I mean, they're very unique in a sense, and they got some popularity. So there's
Yeah,
just
and
only that one exposure like on TV that helps them and then it skyrockets them.
there's definitely some you see stars from other promotions that face each other, possibly under different names, but they're there.
Hmm. And plus, also like indie wrestling, like my local indie wrestler, CCW, they now have a YouTube channel, and now they're putting up matches. Like they put up a match that Brian Cage faced one of their wrestlers, one of my local wrestlers here in South Florida. So I'll probably be planning on watching that a little bit later. So I thinking now what wrestling is evolved is now using YouTube and the streaming platforms to help out to really make themselves noticed and help put their names out there. So
And funny enough, Brian Cage ended up wrestling on Dark, one of my local independent guys.
look at that.
So go
Hmm.
figure.
Yep. So no, yeah, like it's an interesting time right now. So if everything goes well and there's no more cases, hopefully, knock on wood, you know, I have a feeling that the wrestling business is going to evolve into something very different and probably help out a lot of these people that are in training, trying to get work and stuff. So it's going to be an
Hmm.
interesting time.
Yeah, we're going to have more access to indie wrestling and more than ever before. It's going to be great.
Hmm. Yep.
So in other news, speaking of entertainment, TBS has renewed Go Big Show for season 2, and Cody Rhodes is slated to return as a celebrity judge.
There you go. Of course.
Hmm.
It's probably exposure because like it's like, mainstream audience watching because it's also what is it, Snoop Dogg as well?
Yep, Snoop Dogg was on it last night. I forget who the other judge was.
Yeah, so it's just like, and I'm just wondering how much they make in the ratings, like how much they get in ratings,
We'll have to
so
check that out when that season airs. But I mean, you
hmm
figure it's going to get people who watch wrestling without that kind of TV normally. Well, Cody's on.
hmm
Let me go check this out. Just one episode.
right.
Same thing with
Yeah.
people that watch that. Well, I like Cody. Let me check out one of his matches.
Yeah. hmm And plus his reality show's coming soon, so that's probably
Yes,
be more exposure there, him and his wife. So
it should definitely be really interesting.
hmm I'm just wondering how much drama they're gonna have. I'm I'm just wondering. It's just like you got to give me this promo, Cody. I deserve it.
Um, and then also, there's the teaser or the commercial for Rampage, which is debuting August 13th.
It looks good. I'm just wondering if
Yeah,
the stage is going to be different, if they're going to use different music or something. So it's
I'm sure they
intriguing.
use different. I'm sure they use different music. I
Hmm
just can't help but think about the old school video game Rampage that I used to play on the NES or Super NES.
Yeah,
That's all I can think of.
uh, yeah. But I'm just wondering, it's just like how different this is going to be to the other show, like Dark and Dark Elevation. You know?
Yeah, I think we'll probably get maybe 3 to 4 matches, maybe a little bit of promo work, and of course, got a couple commercials, but
Yeah. Because is it supposed to be an hour or is it supposed to be like 2 hours?
1 hour.
Okay, that makes more sense. Because I thought Dark was over because when they came to Miami, it was like they were just doing Dark Elevation. So I was just like, oh, there's no more Dark. But then you told me that about they're doing Dark in like a certain location, which I just saw some of the matches. It was like, oh, they're still in Davy's place.
Yeah, I heard they might want to just do dark, one specific set location, which could be Daly's place, or they may do a dark altogether once Rampage starts.
Yeah. I mean, it would be smart if is there like an area like where the Nightmare Factory is? Like they could do like maybe like they could build a wrestling. I mean, that would be
Yeah,
smart,
yeah. We'll see. I'm not
you
really
know.
sure. I'm not too familiar with it, but if there is,
Hmm
why not?
Yeah. Because like in Georgia, I think it would be good for them to do it in Georgia.
Yeah, they did do some of the matches. I remember when the pandemic first started, they filmed a week or two's worth at the Nightmare Factory before
Hmm
they went to Daly's place.
Right. What's that place called? Like WCW used to tape there and then like Ring of Honor is now taping there. They could use that one. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the something factory. It was something factory.
Yeah. Let us know if you guys know in the comments. If you from Georgia,
Power
let us know.
Power Factory.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know, but yeah, I mean that's a possibility. Like the arena, the place that they used for when they came to Miami, it was like I did not know about that place, and I lived in Florida all my life, so it was like, and it's a very small little thing, but it seats like at least 500 people, which is smart, you know. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
it looks like it's a big thing, but it's not, honestly.
Yeah, yes. I remember the first time I went to Daly's place was 2019 or whenever it was. I think it was when they did the first Fight for the Fallen. They were at Daly's place. And that looked
Hmm
pretty cool. And
hmm
now I think now we got so used to it, everywhere else just looks pretty cool.
Yeah. It's just like I think like they're just finding new venues and stuff just to help out, if they can come to the city so that way, because I don't know if they could have used the Waco. I always forget Waco. That's what it's called. Where they were the last time they came to Miami. So
1 second here, I'm just trying to
mhm.
Google and see what the name of that place was that we were just talking about.
You're trying to find it.
It's
I
been
because I
exactly.
know it's still around because like I know Ring of Honor tape. They did a lot of tapings there, and it's a very famous um studio because WCW used to tape there a lot.
I think they do one of their shows at Universal Studios.
Hmm I think they probably did, but after that they went to Georgia because they're based in Georgia, WCW back in the day. Hmm
Well, I'm still looking up because my computer's running slow. Let us let's start talking about next week 2 of or night 2 of Fyter Fest.
hmm
Uh, so we briefly touched on this match earlier. Uh, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD,
Yep.
defends her
No, no, you got
title.
to do it right. You got to be DMD. You got to do it slowly.
So she defends the AEW Women's title against Nyla Rose.
I don't see Nyla winning this. I mean, it's going to be a good fight, but I just don't see Nyla winning because like Britt needs momentum, so she's kind of like the star of the division, so she has to take out
Yeah, they're playing.
the big dog of the women's division.
Yeah, they've been playing the Britt's never beaten Nyla card a little too much. So I think the French gives away that she's going to retain.
Yeah, because then like because I'm trying to
And
think like
you
that's
see
probably
Britt making
why.
you see Britt making a face turn again.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Do you think Britt's making a face turn, or do you think it's just a one-time crowd cheering for her, and then they go back to doing
No,
it?
I think they're gonna leave it just to see how she does. Maybe they'll give her like maybe a competitor that is face that people love, and then we'll see how the reaction is. I mean, like like
Yeah,
Yuka, like what Yuka, how do you pronounce her last name? I forgot.
you
She
just
just came
Sakasari.
back up. Yes, her.
Yeah,
Yeah, Yuka Sagasawi. Like you can have her face her. You know. I mean, and then we'll see how
mm.
the. I'm sorry, I'm still laughing about when I was in Miami. Everybody was chanting Yuka Frita. I don't know why they were
um,
chanting that to her because it sounded like Yuka. So whatever. Anyways, but yeah, like I'm saying, like maybe
an
have
interesting
her
one.
like do that. What I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm saying like it's interesting just to see because I don't see any bigger heels besides Nyla Rose for Britt Baker. Honestly.
I think one thing would be interesting to see have them do, tease a Brit, face turn, have her beat Nyla, see if the crowd cheers for her. Have her go
Oh,
another
she's
two or
gonna be
3 weeks.
cheered. She's
Yeah,
gonna be cheered regardless. Yeah.
have her go another 2 or 3 weeks, facing some heels, you know, and then just have her do something so heel or something over the top, maybe. That's too bad.
Or if they want to pull the trigger, they could do Britt Baker versus Jade Cargill. I don't know if she's
Mm,
ready. I don't think she is ready yet because like I feel like she needs more wins, more matches on her belt. Like I just saw like what was it from Dark Elevation? She's going to Hollywood, quote unquote, and expanding her brand. So I don't know if she ever is going to come back to wrestle a little bit more to get more
yeah,
experience.
I'm sure.
You know. Yeah, of course. Because like right now, if she stays heel, she has Red Velvet, Yuka Sagasawi, um, Riho, she just came back, and Chris Statlander. Those are the four. If they built all four of those girls, and then she has at least 7 months right there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
By the way, the WCW training facility was the power plant.
See, that's there you go. You were close. You were close, but
I knew it was something plant. So it was just one of the podcasts I was listening to. They were talking about that. I'm like, oh, I can't. I think it was Chuck Palumbo. It was something that he was on. I was listening to.
right, right.
So this one should be interesting. John Moxley defending the IWGP US Championship 2 weeks in a row after not defending it for a long time. It'll be against Lance Archer in a Texas Death Match, which is the style match he won to win the title off of Lance Archer last
Hmm,
year.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I I don't know when John Moxley's planning to lose that title. I mean, I don't know what direction they want to go, you know? Because also I don't know where they're taking Lance Archer either, honestly. And that's sad to say, because like he had so much momentum last year. But now it's just like,
I mean, I don't know if I see IWGP allowing their title to change hands
mm,
on an opposite show, but I also don't see anybody getting into Japan, to defend the title there either.
yeah. And he's been to Japan before, so it's just like, but
I mean,
I,
right now with all the COVID cases and stuff,
yeah,
Tokyo's in a state of
I,
emergency.
yeah, but I'm sorry to say this, but it seemed like Lance Archer's kind of a failure in AEW because I don't like he has that crazy gimmick where he just beats up everybody, which is
Mhm.
interesting, intriguing, but he hasn't really gotten like big wins, honestly, you
Would you
know.
say that's on him, or would you say it's on creative?
I think it's more creative because it's just like they don't want the other guy to lose
Mm.
because like I mean like they get for a fact that they have this big old beefy guy like this. He's like at least what 6'7", 6'8",
Yeah,
at
I'd say so.
least. That's almost like Undertaker type of size. Like you could easily use somebody like that. I don't know. I don't know. It's just honestly like this is the first guy that I could just see. I'm just like I'm happy he's there. However, it's just the creative's not there, and
You know,
it's been
until they threw the belt on Miro, it's not like they were going to be wasting him as well. Does Tony know how to book big guys? That's I think we have to start asking
yeah.
ourselves because he books
That's
everything else pretty well,
yeah, exactly.
but the big guys just seem to not
Well,
be
no,
doing
for
anything.
Miro's, I think for Miro it's a little different because he was in that program with Kip, but then like I think what happened was is just that Kip got injured, so I think they had to pull the trigger, you know.
Mhm.
So and then now he's like, he's not been on Dynamite for what 3 4 weeks now,
Yeah.
So
Um, I think if they have somebody like Miro, Lance Archer, or I mean Butcher's. I mean Butcher's not going to win the title, but he's a big guy. You have someone of that caliber win the AEW championship, you could have a couple big guys featured, main events going for the title for a little while.
yeah, and plus like you have Big Show and Paul White, excuse me, sorry. Paul White and Paul and Mark Henry that are big guys that their career was based off being big guys. So I don't know if they're in talks there or something. I don't know. I don't know what's happening,
I'm
honestly.
sure. I'm sure they'll throw a couple matches out here and there. I wouldn't count it as regulars.
Yeah, and plus, like, okay, so I will go with the Murder Hawk. Maybe they'll just do a swerve and then like Moxley loses it and then he does a different program with somebody else. I don't know. We'll see.
Mhm.
hmm We'll
Um,
see what happens.
Next up, we have Orange Cassidy against the Blade.
Oh yeah. So he got knocked out by that what's it called, brass knuckles. So we'll see.
Yeah,
Um, I think Orange Cassidy is gonna win this one. I just the blade like the butcher like where's the butcher? Is he injured or something or what happened?
not sure. I thought I
Yeah,
saw him, last week, a week ago, in a backstage promo, but maybe I'm mistaken.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, like yeah. So, but like the blade. I mean, like he's a good wrestler. I don't
Mm-hmm.
have any issue. He has a good
Yeah,
look to him.
yeah. I mean, they'll put in a good match. I have no doubt.
Yeah, of course. But Orange Cassidy is winning it, in my opinion.
And then we have at least as of right now, the last of the announced matches. The first of the five, I guess, labors of Jericho, we can call it. We
hmm
have Chris Jericho versus Shawn Spears. I expected a chair match close. Spears is allowed to use a chair, and Jericho's not.
Of course, typical type of heel kind of maneuver where,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you don't get to do these things, but he does. So,
Yeah.
um, I think Jericho will give a good match to Shawn Spears, but uh, I'm thinking Shawn Spears is going to lose this one, and Jericho's going to win because it's going to happen, folks. It's going to happen. It's going to be Jericho versus MJF,
I mean,
probably at all.
we know Jericho's going to get through
Yeah,
all the things.
but like the story is going to be that he is going to go through hell to
Mm-hmm.
get to MJF, where MJF is not going to wrestle throughout that whole time, and then Jericho's wrestling the whole time, and he's going to probably be injured or he's going to be very sore and everything. So
Back in that arm brace or whatever.
yeah, so yeah, and then of course they're going to cut amazing promos. I could just see it, and then like and then MJF is probably going to win it all out. I'm probably calling it that. So because of course he's gonna be choosing like because here's the thing, it's just like MJF is already the heel, the best heel that they have right now, and they're booking him really well because he's that type of chicken shit type of heel where he does these intelligent type of maneuvers where it doesn't like involve him and it benefits for him. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. I mean, MJF has gone over Jericho twice in a row. Do you think he gets a third time?
Of course. Why not? I mean, like, I don't know what the story will be at the end. I mean, like, do you see maybe MJF being the man to retire Jericho? I mean,
I mean, I don't see that happening now, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised either him or Sammy.
yeah. I don't think they'll ever have Sammy versus Jericho. I don't know. Like, I thought that was coming up as one of the matches, but it seemed like they're not going to do it unless something happens where they have to do it. You
Yeah.
know?
I mean, it could be a thing. Maybe Jericho's last match isn't until next year or 2 years down the road.
Mm-hmm.
It could be something like the Shawn Michaels versus Ric Flair kind of thing.
Yeah, of course. Like he has to take him down and stuff, but probably. Well, we'll have to see like how it plays out. That's the thing. But I'm already saying Jericho, Le Champion. You don't say the other code names for him. It's Le Champion.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So yeah.
Be
So
respectful. He doesn't want to go by that name anymore. Just
yeah. The other names, yeah, because it brings back other memories from that company.
well, not just that. That character's over with.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah.
don't hear
I
Punk
mean, he
calling.
has. I mean, to be honestly, that character he did in Y2J, that's what we're talking about. The
Yeah.
Y2J character, I mean, that put him really over as like a main eventer, honestly. So,
I mean, he debuted in the company going up against The Rock. It doesn't get much better than that.
and then he was facing like Triple H, Stone Cold, The Undertaker. Well, he didn't face The Undertaker yet until later on in life, but still,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, yeah. But we'll see how many more matches they add for Fyter Fest 2. I'm thinking they're probably adding more matches. I don't know yet.
Only 4 matches announced, so I mean, unless one of them's going 45 minutes, which I doubt it.
No. Well, I mean,
The death match maybe could go that long, but
yeah, maybe the death match could, but yeah, I don't see Jericho and Shawn Spears going over. They could go. They'll probably be the first match of the night,
that
and then
probably
like
go 15 minutes.
yeah, to start off the mat, start off the show. I could see Moxley and Murder Hawk in the middle of the show.
Mhm.
So I don't. They have to have a good main event, in my opinion. Well, I mean, it could be history right there if they want to do Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose for the title and make it into the main event. I mean, they could do that.
I don't think it will be.
Yeah.
I don't think enough people care about that match.
Well,
People are invested in it,
if
but I
they
don't think
care about their women's division, then they could.
we had Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker in the lights out match as a main event.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like so. I mean, like it's just interesting certain things that they will care about, and there's other things that they don't. Like,
I
and
think I think
I
if the
don't like
title
some.
changes hands, I
I'm
think
sorry.
if the title changes hands, I think we see it as a main event.
Mm, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Well, I mean, like right now um, it's looking like it's probably either going to be the opener or it's going to be in the middle.
Yeah, we'll see.
You know, yeah, we'll see.
And I mean, I expect them to add probably another 1 or 2 matches.
Yeah, of course. Like maybe Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy hasn't been on Dynamite in a few weeks. Well, he was there saving Christian.
Yeah,
You know. Oh, let me ask you about that. How did you feel about seeing Christian Cage versus Matt Hardy?
that was pretty cool. I think they put on a good match.
Yeah, I liked it because I feel like they were teaching the boys in the back like
Mm-hmm.
how to do it because they are both like veterans. They've been in the business for over 20 years.
Yeah.
So because like even John Moxley praises Christian Cage on like his crispness, which
Mm-hmm.
is I agree. You know.
Yeah.
hmm
All right, well, we will see what matches they add on that'll do it for us here. And of
Hmm.
course, I forgot to add the very beginning to us. We'll put it on now, so you know what to do in the in the last minute.
Yes.
Subscribe
But
to us on Apple, Spotify. Give us 5 stars on Apple. Leave a review if you like.
mhm.
Shop for some merch at Shop Buckabomb. We just released a new shirt, the Choose Your Weapon shirt. Pretty awesome.
Cool.
Also, find us in our new Facebook group and on our Facebook page. And you
Hmm.
can find me personally at Sarah, the real Sarah BBE. Orlando, where can they find you?
Uh, you can find me at Twitter at Orly1985_BBE. Go ahead and give me a follow at Twitter.
Mhm. And of course, the main Buckabomb on Twitter at Buckabomb ENT.
Yes.
Should we see
ENT.
a paper thing?
Yeah, of course. The ENT.
Also, don't forget to check our page later today. Sunday, we're going to be doing a Money in the Bank preview and predictions show. We'll figure out the
Mhm.
time and we'll let you guys know on the page tomorrow.
Yes.
All right, have a good night, everyone.
Bye.